We always expect the richest people in the world to live in spectacular homes and in luxury, and to spend their money on crazily expensive cars and jewelry. However, there are some extremely rich and famous people out there who do the exact opposite. You are just about to meet a really tight and eccentric set of celebrity losers. In today's list, we will be looking at the world's wealthiest that live average or below average lives. Sit back, relax, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave us a like or a comment in the comment section down below. First on our list, Pope Francis. Pope Francis, the 266th Pope and current sovereign of the Vatican City State, is not the kind of person to flash the dollars around. Technically, he doesn't have his own money, as the job comes with the role of living a life of poverty. Having worked hard his entire life, Pope Francis never gets to spend much of his $2 million net worth. He condemns materialism, as all self-respecting popes should. Pope Francis lives in a 3-room dorm at a modest guest house. He doesn't wear flamboyant attire and instead wears white cotton, and has even been spotted at a local pharmacy buying orthopedic shoes. No Nike endorsements for this man of the cloth. Number 2 on our list, Keanu Reeves. This handsome guy in Hollywood that everyone loves. Keanu Reeves is one of the most laid-back people there are. There is, of course, a good reason for that. This Canadian hunk had a tough upbringing. He only turned his life around by becoming a super successful actor. His net worth is believed to be more than $360 million. Keanu prefers not to flash his fortune around and to be grounded. The actor has been spotted using public transport, and he lives in a pretty normal house. He is seen now and then having lunch on a park bench, and he is very generous with his money and donates to people. In the past, he has even taken pay cuts and even given money to his co-workers on set. This is Keanu Reeves, a man of the people with a heart of gold. Next, Warren Buffett. Believe it or not, the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 before he was anything like as crazy rich as he is today. He originally bought the house for the modest sum of $31,500 and is continuing to live there to this day. Warren Buffett, the legendary Oracle of Omaha, is one of the richest billionaires in the world. Buffett is believed to have a net worth of over $98.5 billion, but has the simplest and least expensive taste you could ever imagine. There's nothing that Buffett likes better than watching football on television and eating popcorn, and no one ever spent $98.5 billion doing just that. Warren Buffett doesn't carry a cell phone, and he doesn't use a computer. Is he afraid of the price of batteries and electricity? His vanity license plate says thrifty. He likes going to McDonald's, Burger King, and Dairy Queen, drinking Coca-Cola, and eating potato chips and Cheetos. He pays around $3.17 for his breakfast every morning. In 2014, at a shareholders meeting, Buffett told the world, "My life couldn't be happier. In fact, it'd be worse if I had 6 or 8 houses. So I've everything I need to have, and I don't need any more because it doesn't make a difference after a point." Buffett is so generous, he has pledged to give 99% of his money to charity. But until that day of sacrifice comes, or doesn't come, Warren Buffett does seem to be rather reluctant to open his wallet. At number 4, Amancio Ortega. Amancio Ortega, the founder of Inditex, has a net worth of $77.5 billion. Inditex is the biggest fashion group in the world, operating in over 7,200 stores and 93 markets worldwide. Zara is the flagship brand. Ortega prefers not to spend a lot, or even a little. He often has a cheap lunch at the cafeteria in the Zara headquarters. He doesn't see himself as any better than other people, and likes to have lunch with employees that earn less than a fraction of his salary. This billionaire is a very private person in general, and stays at his apartment in La Coruna in Spain, taking his wife to the same coffee shop. We guess he likes the coffee and atmosphere there. He doesn't spend much money on clothes. He is mainly seen in a blue blazer, white shirt, and gray pants. There is some criticism over his private jet worth $45 million, but he rarely uses it because he works a lot and doesn't get to travel very often. Next, we bet you won't guess this one, Leonardo DiCaprio. Everybody knows this super sexy A-list star of the blockbuster Titanic. This actor has been on the Hollywood scene for a few decades. His net worth currently stands at $260 million. DiCaprio prefers to spend his money on trying to save the planet and stopping global warming and climate change. His philanthropic missions have turned him into a spokesperson for nature. Next up at number 6, Carlos Slim Helú. The founder of Grupo Carso has been living in the same 6-bedroom house for over 40 years. He is one of the richest men in Mexico, but he prefers to drive an old Mercedes-Benz, and he stays away from luxury jets and yachts. Carlos Slim Helú even prefers home-cooked meals with his family to eating out in fancy restaurants. So what do you guys out there think? Is Helú scared of upsetting people, or is he just pathologically tight? Next on our list we have George R.R. Martin. The net worth of the author of Game of Thrones is about $65 million. Martin doesn't spend much of his wealth. Instead, he uses a very old computer to write on. He owns 2 modest homes on the same street in the suburbs, and his car isn't that great either. It's an old Mazda. No, he sounds very tight as well. Number 8. Tim Cook. The CEO of Apple has a net worth of $2 billion. He likes to do regular things like cycling, he wears plain clothes, and his home in Palo Alto is only 2,400 square feet. Tim Cook says that maintaining a modest lifestyle helps him to remember where he came from. Why would he do that? Next, gorgeous Halle Berry. This 54-year-old super celebrity originally came from a poor background before her acting days. She now has an estimated net worth of $88 million, but chooses to live a frugal life because she is so afraid that she could lose it all. Before being a multimillionaire, Halle once lived in a homeless shelter. Now the former Bond girl likes to find sales and bargains when she goes shopping and takes public transport, despite being really rich. Next, IKEA founder Ingvar Kamprad. Currently the second wealthiest man in Europe with a shocking net worth of $42.5 billion, Kamprad chooses to fly economy. With a net worth like that, this guy could afford a fleet of private jets. He likes to ride the bus and eat a cheap lunch at IKEA's cafeteria. Ingvar drives a really old Volvo, lives in a modest one-floor ranch, and wears only hand-me-down clothes. He shops at flea markets and gets his haircuts in developing countries because it costs him less. Eccentric? What do you think? On our list at number 11, the chairman of Dish Network has an impressive net worth of $10 billion. Ergen still carries a brown lunch bag and a Gatorade to work every day. Apparently, because of his mother growing up during the Depression, Ergen adopted his mother's frugal ways. Does this crazy billionaire ever eat out? Next, Bill Gates. There can't be a person on Earth who hasn't heard his name. This lucky 65-year-old has an estimated net worth of $127 billion. He doesn't like to buy luxury, he prefers books, DVDs, and takeaways. He wears a $10 watch and washes his own dishes every night. At least he keeps the place clean. Number 12. Mick Jagger. The Rolling Stones lead singer has an estimated net worth of $360 million. The 77-year-old is known for not liking to spend too much money. Believe it or not, his ex-wife had to pay for household stuff. He blames his ways on the 1950s. People were very careful with money at that time. Mick Jagger, in spite of the $360 million he has saved up, would rather have, in his own words, something fixed than throw it away. Jagger is so tight that one time on a tour in Europe, he ordered the cheapest female escorts on the market. Number 13. Unlucky for some, Julia Roberts. This pretty woman has acted in more than 62 films, and many of them were major hits. This 53-year-old has a net worth of approximately $140 million. This gorgeous actress doesn't enjoy buying luxury items and has instead been spotted shopping at secondhand clothing stores and vintage emporiums. She also takes her own bags when she does grocery shopping. Roberts is raising her children in the same frugal ways by letting them also wear secondhand clothes. Roberts knits sweaters for her children and takes her own dog for a walk. But why not? Everyone likes taking their dog for a walk. Next, Azim Premji. The chairman of Wipro is a frugal man who prefers to drive secondhand cars. He even reminds employees at work to turn off lights, and he checks the number of toilet rolls at Wipro offices. Premji rides on rickshaws, flies economy, and drives secondhand cars. We guess cause it's cheaper. This miserly 75-year-old has a whopping fortune of $8.6 billion. Last but not least, tech mogul Mark Zuckerberg. The founder and CEO of Facebook drives regular cars and lives in a pretty regular house if you compare it to his $106 billion net worth. He drives a manual transmission Volkswagen hatchback. He tries to live a normal life with his wife and 2 daughters. He doesn't spend a lot on clothes and is always seen in the same kind of outfit. That is a hoodie, gray t-shirt, and jeans. It's a good look, but it's a bit cheap too. That's it for today. Thanks for watching our video. If you want to see similar videos, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment.